My name is Danny Boyano. I'm the aquatic ecologist for Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. And I've been in this job for the past 11 years, focusing on restoring high elevation aquatic ecosystems. The aquatic ecosystems of these two parks, Sequoia and Kings Canyon, and also most of the High Sierra, were historically fishless. All of the lakes and ponds occur in these very high elevation plateaus that off the bottoms of them drain these really high gradient waterfalls and cascades. They were created by the retreating glaciers, and after the glaciers retreated, these high elevation lake basins were fishless. We have two species of mountain yellow-legged frogs, and they both occur in Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. Mountain yellow-legged frogs are a very important part of the High Sierra ecosystem because they both consume things like insects and algae as tadpoles, and they also are consumed by larger animals like snakes, birds, and mammals. In their healthy populations, they have very large numbers of animals, thousands of frogs and thousands of tadpoles, and in that way, they're just a really integral component of the High Sierra aquatic ecosystem. When non-native fish were introduced to the high elevation lakes of the Sierra Nevada, they very much changed the native ecosystem. Trout are predators and competitors for food, so they ate many of the large-bodied organisms, leaving a lot of small-bodied animals and therefore less energy for all of the native animals that lived in the area. Recent studies show that frogs have disappeared from more than 92% of their historic localities. And much of that was due to the introduction of non-native trout, and some of that was due to disease as well. In 2001, Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks started eradicating non-native trout from certain lakes and streams to benefit native species. We focused on areas that had mountain yellow-legged frog populations nearby so that those threatened frogs could immediately benefit. How the restoration works is we identify areas where eradication is feasible. That means getting every fish out of the area we wish to restore. And we do that by removing fish down to a waterfall barrier, so that the fish that remain below the restoration area are not able to migrate upstream into the restoration area. We set gill nets in lakes. We attach the net to shore and we stretch it out to the middle of the lake, and we fit as many nets as we can into a lake. At the same time, we fish the adjoining streams with a backpack electrofisher. We fish it for 3 years approximately, and on average, in the third summer, we have captured all the fish from that lake. In one of our restoration areas, we had an incredible increase in the frog population. Within 3 to 4 years of starting to remove the fish, the frog population increased by about 5,000 frogs and 15,000 tadpoles. In 2001, when we started the restoration, we had about 570 lakes and ponds with trout. We've successfully removed trout from 10 lakes, and we're almost done with 10 more lakes. So by 2015, we will have restored about 20 of our 570 fish lakes and ponds. Therefore, there will be many areas for people to continue enjoying the parks by doing recreational angling, but at the same time, we will have restored as much habitat as possible to benefit native species.
Amphibian populations worldwide are threatened, and in the past few decades, many have gone extinct, and there are many more that are on the brink. So a project like this, where we can help sustain a population of a threatened amphibian, is really rewarding. I'm hoping that our efforts up here in the High Sierra will help keep these mountain yellow-legged frogs healthy and surviving for as long as possible.
I think when visitors experience these restored areas, when they're able to walk along the trail and see frog after frog hop into the river, it brings out something innate and something joyful and childlike in each visitor, and they can't help but share it. And that's a really gratifying aspect of this whole experience.